right, hey guys, welcome back to some Crypto Moon Boys. In today's content we'll talk about BTC. We'll take a look at BTC on the macro scale on a monthly basis, right? Starting on the monthly basis all the way down to the 3D time frame, and what type of price action we could anticipate over the next like a few months, especially in Q1 and Q2 2023 for Leroy. Okay, Leroy is still trading in 2022, right? So if you guys can hear, right, if the sound is good, give me a 589. Oh, we got Jeff in the house. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Jeff Huddle, aka QE. We got Pablo S Crypto, aka Pablo Escobar in the house. Thanks a lot for tuning in, guys. Quiet Cook in the house, cooking some ADA, some Uni, some Zen, some Litecoin in the kitchen, and flushing all the USDC. Mr. Fool in the house, thanks a lot, man. All right, guys. Now let's go ahead and take a look at BTC on the macro scale, right? So just to let you know, guys, I'm bullish. Okay, full disclosure, I'm bullish. If you're bearish, make sure to do your own analysis. But 80 to 85% of my analysis is going to be a bullish setup. Could we dump later on? There's always a possibility for market to fool us, right? So you can never trust the market with 100% possibility. Okay, but I'm 85% bullish for Q1, Q2 2023. Once we hit May, June, and all that good stuff, right, we'll take a look at the market to see what type of a directional trend we will get, for the second half of 2023. Right, that's out of the way. Okay, so now let's go ahead and take a look at BTC in terms of a cycle. We never talk about BTC in terms of cycle in my channel, right? But I've been posting a lot of videos regarding in my premium group. I've been posting all these cycle, BTC macro cycles and all that good stuff. Even the bear market cycle, I nailed it, all the way down to all the way to the bottom. Okay, in terms of time. Okay, 12-month cycle. We talked about it back in April 2021 in my premium group. Okay, so that's one of the reasons I'm not hesitating regarding a BTC possibly pumping, in the first, 2 quarters of 2023, right? So now let's review the BTC cycle. Okay, so if we take a look at the BTC cycle, started like since let's say 2010. Okay, you can see like our first bull market lasted for 37 months. All right, nearly 1127 days. Okay, 1127 days, and we picked right around 1171, right? And our first bear market, macro bear market, we did get small bear markets right here, but the first macro bear market lasted for like 400 days to be exact, 426. And you can see our second bull market, okay, started from January 2015, and we picked back in December 2017. That bull market lasted for 35 months, okay, to be exact 1066 days. All right, and our second macro bear market, we got our bear market bottom right around like a December 2018. It lasted 360 days, pretty close to our previous bear market, right? So basically our third bear market, just to get everything going, get everything clear for Leroy, I'm gonna have to repeat every scenario and all that good stuff. All right, so our third bull market, right, started right around like 3k, and we picked at 69k. Take a look at it, guys. 35 bars, which is 35 months, right? Just like the previous bull market. Okay, so take a look at our third bear market right here. Started April, I would say like a November 2021, and we just bottom with 80 to 85% probability, right? With 365 days of a macro downtrend. Okay, so you can see the similarities. Okay, you can see the first one was like 400 days. Yes, you can average it out, but I think it is good enough, right? After we got a 365 days of a downtrend, we could say like we already bottom in time. Okay, so I'm just going to explain it very quickly the way I'm looking at it, right? So let's say you got a macro bull run, right? Okay, so that's your 5-way structure, and you just correct it in time. right? Like that, like, you know, what BTC just done, right? So we might be 85% done, okay, bottom, right, in time, right? But in price, right, BTC could do something like that and retest, you know, some lower prices, but that won't be in time. It will be only in price. Do you see what I'm saying? To basically let you see it like in real time, right? You can see right here, if we push to the upside, why am I using red arrows? I'm not that bearish. Let's use this guy, okay? So if we push to the upside, you know, let's say up to 30k, 35, 40, whatever, okay? We will talk about price targets and all that good stuff, right? And then later on in the second half of 2023, we dump, okay, very quickly, very rapidly, okay, a massive capitulation all the way down to a Mr. 10k, you know, target, all the way down to 10k, give or take, right? That drop could be only in price. We might not be dropping like you know, for another 12 months or like 18 months. You see what I'm saying? So the 85% of the bear market could be, you know, we could say like that's 85 to a, you know, 80% of the bear market, and we possibly could be, you know, continuing to the upside. We might not even drop later on. All right, but we will take a look at it as we go, right? By end of Q1 and all that good stuff, to see where we're going to be tapping out at, right, in Q1 or even Q2 till May, right? Because the BTC cycle, beside the 365 days and the 1066 days and all that good stuff, we also got like a 6-month cycle. I just don't have time to talk about the 6-month cycle, but BTC most of the time doesn't go like, you know, more than 12 months, right, without making another macro directional move. That's why we're getting these, you know, 365 days and all that good stuff. All right, so every 6 months we will get something big, okay? It could be a sideways, a retest and all that good stuff, but we will take a look at it as we go, okay, into the second half of 2023. Okay, so let me go ahead and take a look at the chat room to see if you guys have any question regarding the macro view, right, regarding the BTC cycle. You know, and we could be looking for like 180, right, up to the you know, up to 180, 200k, whatever. All right, but if you buying let's say my cousin is buying BTC around like, bought BTC around like 20k to 18k range. I mean, if he, you know, if he stays bullish around 80k or higher, I'm gonna tell him like, you're on your own. Okay, you're on your own, right? You don't want to be holding BTC above 180. Okay, I'm just saying it is 2023, but we could be picking sometime in 2025, 2026, early 2026, depending on the volatility. But if we just respect the previous bull markets, right, we should be picking right here, you know, sometime in October, November, December 2025, right? So so that's all I wanted to cover regarding the time cycle and all that good stuff, right? Mr. Fool, any take on Litecoins? We'll take a look at we will take a look at Litecoin. I got a Litecoin bullish setup, you know, in my premium and all that good stuff. Okay. Hey Tails, thanks a lot for tuning in. I just started the live stream, so it's only like what, 7 minutes, 8 minutes, right? So now let's go ahead and take a look at BTC on the monthly cycle, right? So if we take a look at BTC on the monthly cycle, I said it multiple times, guys, over the last few months. Okay, back in 2022, I was saying, guys, you just have to be very, very cautious, right, regarding BTC after, you know, a 75% drop, a 70% drop and all that good stuff. You don't want to be excessively bearish, right? Because you know, whenever we drop 50% below our monthly 21 EMA, right, we tend to bottom. I said it multiple times, and I said it back in Q1 when we were very bearish right here in April. I was saying, guys, we're going to drop down to 25. We dropped down to 25k. We pushed back up to 31, 32k. We said, guys, we're going to drop another 10,000 points or more, and that's exactly what happened. In this range right here, guys, I was not looking for like a macro short, okay, just short-term trading and all that good stuff, but was not convinced like I was convinced at the top, or at 42k, or at 32k. Right here I was saying like we could be finding the bottom around like a 16k. We just don't know, because we're approaching our 365 days in terms of the time cycle, right? So you take a look at right here. Now we got our support at the monthly 100 EMA. If you guys recall, what was our first support we were talking about back in July, guys? In July 2022, we were saying like the first support we're going to be paying attention to going to be our monthly 100 EMA. Okay, our secondary support is what? Our monthly 100 SMA. But we never got the chance to drop down to it. And I was not 100% sure we were going to drop down to our monthly 100 SMA, but I was ready. I was like, if we break our monthly 100 EMA, we could be retesting our monthly 100 SMA. But we never got the chance to retest it. You got to learn how to flip bullish on time, guys. You got to learn how to flip bullish on time. Could we be wrong? Yes, we can. We can still be wrong. BTC can, react in price and retest the monthly 100 SMA around like a 13k to 12k area. That is still possible, right? But we will see, because we got a 40% pump in 1 month. Okay, and most of the time when we get this type of pump, right, like a 40%, 50% pump in 1 month after a 365 days of a downtrend, we tend to push a lot, just like what happened right here back in April 2019. After 365 days of a downtrend, we started to trend up and got a massive pump right here, nearly 30% move, right? Most people were bearish after BTC hit the monthly 21 EMA around like a 5k. Most people were saying, oh, that's a fake out, we're going to retest 1k. What happened? We pumped all the way up to 14k. After we pumped all the way up to 14k, all the moon boys started to call for what? 20k all-time high and all that good stuff. The main thing is like you don't want to be bearish after 70, 75, 80% drawdown on BTC. You don't want to be excessively bearish looking for another 50% move, because you could easily get wrecked. Okay, so on a monthly basis, what are we looking for right now? We're looking for one thing first. Okay, I'm not saying we will go up to like a 50k, 100k and all that good stuff, right? But we want to retest our monthly 21 EMA. Okay, I'm just going to repeat it for Leroy. We want to retest, okay, or even close above our monthly 21 EMA. The monthly 21 EMA right now, it is at just about like a 27.6, okay, because we're still below it, right? So price action, even though price action is moving towards the monthly 21, the monthly 21, it is still declining and all that good stuff. Okay, so but 27.5 up to 28k, that's going to be our main resistance. And once we get there, right, we will take a look at it to see if we're going to get another breakout up to our next Fibonacci, right, which is going to be 50% pullback. That's going to be somewhere around like a 32k. Okay, but I don't think it will be an easy shot. Could we get an easy shot all the way up to 32k in February? That's possible, but I don't want to be over optimistic, right, and thinking like we're going to be pushing all the way up to 32 and all that good stuff. Even if we hit 32k in February, I don't think we will close anywhere around 32k, just to be clear, right? But if we do, I'm okay with it because I'm bullish, but I just don't want to be over bullish, okay, overly bullish, right? Just to get it right. Okay, so now the next thing we're going to talk about regarding the monthly time frame, going to be our monthly RSI. Guys, I told you guys over the last 3 months, okay, don't get confused, okay, when we talk about like the monthly time frame and the 3D time frame. The 3D time frame could be quite volatile, okay, 15 to 20% and all that good stuff. However, when we talk about the monthly time frame, it is very slow, right? So when you buy based on the monthly time frame, you just have to be very patient. Okay, I've been saying it since like July, I think like August, I can't remember exactly, right? But even back in 2021, we've been talking about the monthly monthly RSI, okay, dropping all the way down to these areas, and if we do, that's going to be a massive buying opportunity, right, on a monthly time frame. So that's why I was saying back in the summer, okay, back in back in the summer, okay, I was saying buy at 18k or lower, okay, start buying at 18k, because once we start to pump, right, you will get, you won't be FOMOing, you won't be like let's say if you saw BTC at 16k, right, for like a 2 month and you did not buy, okay, if we pump up to 24k, it is going to be pretty hard, right, to be buying. I know, okay, I know that it is not easy to be buying after you see lower prices. That's why I was saying you have to start accumulating at 18k, buy at 18k regardless, because I don't think we will drop below our monthly 100 SMA. The worst case scenario was like to drop down to our monthly 100 SMA at 12k and then get another bounce back up to the monthly 21. So since we did not know at what price level, right, we're going to get our exact macro temporary bottom, right, it was better to be buying at 18k. So that's why in here, when the RSI was below 43, I was saying, guys, it's time to be accumulating regardless of how much bearishness we're seeing in the chart, right? But we're near the bottom. We're not quite yet at the bottom, but we're near the bottom. Okay, just to be clear, okay? So you can see right now RSI is pushing to the upside, and we caught it. Okay, 41, 42, 43 RSI monthly. I was saying, guys, accumulate. Don't worry about those 10% move, those 5% move, and all that good stuff. You got to be ready for Q1, Q2, 2023, right? And now we're pushing to the upside. You take a look at it right here. During the COVID crash, we dumped all the way down to 43. Back in 2018, let me do it like this for Leroy, right there. Okay, 43. COVID crash, 43. January 2015, 43. Okay, so what does it mean, guys? It only means, right, you cannot be bearish once we hit 43 or lower, regardless of the volatility. Okay, and you cannot be bullish, right, extremely bullish when BTC, when the RSI hits like 80, 90 and all that good stuff. You got to be selling once we start to get like above like 84, 85. Yes, price action going to be pretty volatile. You might be selling at 150 and sucker pump to 180, but who cares, right? Okay, because you bought at 18k and lower, right? You're looking for a 10x move. If you're looking for a 100x move on BTC, I don't know. Okay, we might not see a 100x BTC anytime soon. So I think a 10x move, 18k to 180 in 4 years, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay, not just good, but great. All right. So that's all I wanted to cover regarding the monthly time frame, right? And the RSI. Now let's take a look at the MACD. So when we take a look at the MACD, right, it is that's the lowest MACD we got, right? Since like I can't even remember. That's the lowest we ever seen, right? So even though we're bullish, okay, we know our MACD doesn't agree regarding our bullishness. So we just have to be cautious. That's why I'm saying like we're not 100% like in a bull market. I don't think like BTC will retest like 60k, 70k and all that good stuff in 2023. But I'm bullish. Okay, if it does, great, right? But I'm not basically expecting those type of prices. Okay, so what we want to see is like on a monthly basis, we want to see a bullish crossover, right? That bullish crossover will be what? A bearish sign. You're gonna be like, how can we get a bullish crossover and you're saying it is a bearish sign? I'm gonna show you. Okay, okay, so the reason for that is like sometime, right, some of these time frames, when you're trading some of these time frames, right, when price action is below the 21 EMA, right, and MACD is not positive, right, and when MACD flips positive, that could coincide with price action hitting your 21 EMA or slightly going above your 21 EMA, depending on which time frame you're looking at, right? But for instance, right here, you can see like if you are waiting for the monthly MACD to flip positive, right? The monthly MACD flip positive right there at 14K after we close the monthly candle at 14K. So if you are waiting for this guy to flip positive, right, and just to get in, right, you would have gotten wrecked, like, you know, all the way down to 4K and all that good stuff, right? So that's why I've been saying we needed to anticipate, right, the price action going back above the monthly 21 EMA while our MACD is negative. Does it make sense? All right. For the monthly time frame, you cannot basically wait for the monthly to flip positive, okay? Because it takes 30 days for the monthly MACD to react. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, it could take like 2 months or 3 months before even we get a positive MACD. And BTC could be somewhere around like a 30K, 40K, or even 50K, depending on where we're going to be, you know, where we're going to be landing at, right? Because we're going to the moon as of now, right? So, but we will see, okay? So, but one thing is for sure, right? The bull market, okay, could start if we get a positive MACD, right? That is for sure, all right? We got 80% chance to start a bull market, right? If we get a positive MACD, but we won't be pushing to the upside right after we got the bullish crossover. Hopefully it makes sense, okay? After the bullish crossover, we could be moving sideways, okay? Meaning like BTC could retest like anywhere around like a 40 to 50K. Just to give you guys a random number, right? It is not a target, right? And after that, right, your MACD could cross positive, right? And then we're going to be moving sideways. If we're going to repeat the same pattern we did back in 2019, 2020, BTC could crash back down. However, if we repeat the pattern we had back in 2015, 2016, BTC could just move sideways above the monthly 21. Do you see what I'm saying? We could just move sideways above the monthly 21. So we do not have to retest 20K, 16K, 15K, and all that good stuff. We don't. Okay? So that's why I'm just being cautious for the next like a 3 to 6 months to see if we're going to get another crash back down to the 20s, you know, 15th and all that good stuff, or even 10 for Leroy and Mr. 10K, right? But who knows, okay? We'll just take it step by step. I'm not, you know, going to be focusing on anything below 15K as of now, okay? So that's the monthly time frame, right? So now let's move on to the weekly. So let's take a look at the chat room. We got 20 minutes into the live stream, so let me check the chat room. J Boss, thanks a lot for tuning in, man. We got Charnie in the house. Thanks a lot for tuning in. You're late, but you're in the house. You got strike one, okay? The number one strike. So let's see. We got Tells. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Mr. Shu, LTC, BTC. We'll take a look at LTC, BTC. So now let's take a look at BTC in terms of the weekly time frame and in terms of Elliott wave, right? So we haven't done a live stream for a while, so I'm just gonna go through all of that, you know, all these macro analysis, right, to give you guys all that good stuff, right? Because it is a macro analysis. You know, once you get the macro analysis, you can you know exactly, you know, what to look for the next like a 4 to even 8 weeks, right? All right, so now let's take a look at BTC in terms of indicators first. Our RSI right here looking pretty juicy, and I said it on the 11th, right there. I was like, this guy looks pretty juicy, okay? This guy looks pretty juicy. This guy looks pretty juicy. So the only thing we needed was like to break above the weekly 21, okay? The only thing we needed is like to break above the weekly 21 and the 3D 21. We'll take a look at the 3D later on. So we're looking pretty good. So in terms of moving averages, right, our weekly 100 EMA is right around like 28K. Now, based on Gemini, that's roughly your monthly 21 EMA. So that's going to be our resistance based on EMAs, right? But we got a price resistance at 25K. All right, but we will see, because we're looking pretty good on a weekly basis. If you take a look at it in terms of Hack and Ashi, guys, this sucker looks pretty juicy, right? take a look at it right here. We're getting the same exact trend we had right here back in 2019, 2020, right? If you take a look at it right here, that's the same exact trend we had back in 2019, right? Pump. So we just don't know how long in terms of Heikin-Ashi, right? I don't use the Heikin-Ashi all the time. I just use them when I need them, right? We don't know when we're going to get our first, big wick, big tail, small body. Okay, that is a sign of a slowdown, right? A big wick, big tail, small body is like that, right? Back in June 14th, another one right there. You got another one right here, came back down and all that good stuff, right? So as of now, it is looking good. So on a weekly basis, look for 25K. I'm looking for 25K, right? And after that, 28K, right? Once we break above 28K, or if we get some rejection, we'll take a look at it. We don't have to go above 28K because I think like 18K to 28K, it is a good move already, right? Even if we get rejected or even move sideways at 28K, give or take, okay, right here, do something like that and come back down, retest it like, sometime in November, December 2023 and all that good stuff and go up, I'm still happy, okay? But just look for, I'm just going to be looking for 25 and 28 and we'll take a look at it after that, right? To see if we're going to be breaking out up to a 50% pullback to a 0.618 later on, okay? So that is not a target yet. So moon boys, then go ahead and do some 100x and all that good stuff, okay? Got to break the monthly 21 EMA first, right? And I've been saying it, guys, over the last 3 to 6 months, monthly 21 EMA, Q1, Q2, 2023. We're almost there. We're almost there, right? So now, let's take a look at BTC on a 3D basis. So on the 3D, we're looking pretty good, guys. One thing to remember regarding the 3D is like if the MACD on the 3D is positive, right? It is a quiz for Leroy. If the 3D MACD is positive, what to expect? Okay, you got to expect what? More pump, right? Or if you don't expect more pump, don't expect any dump, right? That's why in this range, if you guys recall, right, when we first crossed bullish back in June, July, right, what I said, our resistance going to be the 3D 21. Everything is in my premium group, okay? In July, guys, I said our, August resistance, okay, possibly going to be the 24, 25K or the 3D 21, and we're going to retest the lows, right? And if we retest the lows, right, we could be going back up to 25K. But you can see what happened right here, right? We dumped right below it, and now we're almost at 25K. Okay, that time the MACD was positive, but I was still bearish right here, right? But I knew we weren't going to dump like 50% because MACD was positive. Even though I was looking for 18K, right? I knew it could have basically be pretty hard to dump down to the 17 and all that good stuff. Right here we cross negative, dump temporarily, cross back positive. So I wouldn't expect any big crash, right? As long as we got a positive MACD. Okay, so that is something to keep in mind going forward within the next like a few days. This guy, I don't expect it to be positive for the whole 2023. It is going to flip negative at some point. So bear is going to get a chance, right, to enjoy a little bit of dump and all that good stuff. So then expect it to be positive, right, during the whole 2023 and all that good stuff. We're going to flip negative at some point. I just don't know when. All right, but we will monitor it as we go, right? So the 3D RSI, it is overextended. It is just about like 78. But if we go back to 2019 right here, even though our RSI, right, was overextended above 78, right, you can see we were still pushing to the upside because we were in a macro bull trend. We were moving on a monthly basis, right? You can see sucker was, pulling back down, pushing to the upside, pulling back down and pushing to the upside, right? So the move from like, let's say 5K to 14K, the RSI was nearly, let's say, like right around like 66, right? And you take a look at it right now, RSI is just about like a 78. So we could be moving to the upside, right? Very, very nicely. And RSI could just be doing something like that. Okay, we could be in this range, and RSI could be pushing to the, price action could be pushing to the upside, right? So just because we overextended doesn't mean like we're going to be dumping and all that good stuff. That's why I was not even bearish. I saw all the bearishness, but I couldn't be bearish. 6 hour divergence, daily divergence, 12-hour divergence, and all that good stuff. But I stayed bullish because I knew the monthly is looking good. We got a 40% pump on the monthly cycle, the first month of the year, right? January, so goes January, so goes the year, right? So I couldn't basically help it but to stay positive and try to stay with the trend. Yes, you could have shorted right at 23.9 the first time. Price action dumped back down to like a 22.6 and all that good stuff. But guys, you're going to be missing the big move. The big move was like to go all the way up to a 28k, right? So no need to be bearish extremely, right? Just be bearish moderately. Otherwise, you could basically get wrecked completely, right? So now we're done with the 3D. We already talked about the 3D. Our MACD positive right here, so we're still looking pretty good, right? So now let's take a look at BTC in terms of comparison, right? We're gonna compare BTC against BTC. Okay. For Leroy, okay, we're gonna compare BTC against BTC. All right, so if you take a look at the BTC top formation, right there, if you ignore all the moving averages, right? The top formation we had right here, right? So that's the same chart we got right there. Okay, if you flip it, right, if you flip our current BTC trend, you can see the move we created right here, 69. Now we got that pump, right, from the bottom all the way up to 69, retested 30, push back up to 70, and dump all the way down. Okay, so that's the same move you can see right here, push all the way up, to a 17.5, dump back down to a 25, now push back up to like, let's say 15.5 and all that good stuff. Right now we're pushing back down. Could we consolidate right here and dump low? That's possible. Okay, that is possible, right? But we will see. Okay, if we're going to repeat this pattern and all that good stuff. But if we retest like 25, we just have to be if we retest the 25k area, just have to start taking profits and wait to see if sucker going to pump all the way up to a 28k and all that good stuff. All right, so now let's go ahead and move on to the BTC dominance. So when it comes to the BTC dominance, I'm bullish. Okay, so I think I'm bullish on the BTC dominance. I think, okay, my honest opinion is like alt going to could be pushing to the upside, right? However, they're going to be losing BTC value. You're gonna be like, why do I care about alt dumping against BTC, right? So you have to care, right? The reason for that is like these alt, right, they could be, let's say Litecoin could push could push all the way up to 150, right? Possibly, right? However, Litecoin BTC, could be dumping, right, from like, let's say 400,000 sats, right, or 500,000 sats resistance, all the way down to like, let's say 350,000 sats, right? So you're going to be losing some BTC, even though Litecoin pushed to the upside in terms of USD, but it lost some BTC value. So you don't want to lose any BTC value, right? Especially during the bear market, okay? So you want to accumulate some BTC, because most of these alt, 90% of these alt will not see all-time high until BTC breaks above all-time high. That's just the rule. You just have to remember that. Sometimes you have to suck it up. You're gonna miss some pump during the bear markets, right? Like for instance, some of these coins could pump like 3x, 4x during the bear market and all that good stuff, but they're going to dump a lot again, okay? And they're going to lose all of that into BTC, right? So if you take a look at what happened right here back in 2019, April 2019, as soon as we started to pump, right, BTC started to pump, the dominance was pumping. But remember, BTC peaked when? Back in June. But take a look at the dominance. The dominance was still pushing to the upside 2 months later, okay? Or even 3 months later, the dominance was still pushing. So you just got to be cautious, because BTC could be pushing to the upside and the dominance could be pushing to the upside. And once BTC peaked, right, sometime in, by the second half of 2023, right, the dominance could be still pushing to the upside, and alt could be bleeding a lot, both in USD and in BTC. All right, hopefully it makes sense, right? So that's why I keep saying, still have to hold majority BTC, okay? At least 60%, 70% BTC, no more than 30%, 25% alt, right? Just in case they do bleed against BTC, right? But we just got a new monthly candle. Sucker is not looking that juicy yet, right? Let's take a look at it on the 3D. So we got a 3D bearishness right here. That's the good news for alt, right? Let's take a look at it on the daily. On the daily, we got a negative crossover, so it means like alt could be enjoying a short-term party, right? Until BTC retests the until the BTC dominance retests somewhere around like a 43.8 to 43.5, right? Or even down to the daily 50 EMA, down to like a 42.8, right? But the main thing I'm trying to say is, like, if these alt pump in the short to medium term, you see it's one alt pump, like let's say you see like a FTM, right? Right now it is right around 60 cents. Right? If you bought it at, if you bought it at 20 cents, 22 cents and all that good stuff, got to be taking profits into BTC, because it's going to lose all of that back to BTC, right? With a, 60 to 70% chance, right? So the BTC dominance, basically the takeaway is like it is bullish, right? The monthly time frame is bullish. You take a look at the RSI, looking super bullish. Take a look at MACD, looking very juicy, right? So it means alt going to suffer in 2023. All right, I could be wrong, okay? If we dump back down here, it means like we're going to get, a mega alt season if we dump back down to a 39.5. But as I said, I've been looking at alt BTC chart over the last few weeks, and I'm not seeing anything incredibly bullish, to be honest. All of them possibly going to dump at least 20 to 30% against BTC within the next like a few weeks, right? So even if BTC going to go up to like 50K, some of these alt will pump, right? Let's say BTC goes up 100%. Some of these alt might only go, they might only pump like 50% or like 60% at the most, right? That's how they lose value against BTC, right? So now let's move on to the next topic. So let's go ahead and take a look at the 3 weeks chart for Leroy for Pablo before we talk about the I see what you're saying, Pablo S Crypto. You talked about the 3 weeks MACD. Yeah, the 3 weeks MACD is not yet bullish, okay? But likely to get bullish if we break out above 28k, right? It is likely to flip bullish. But once again, it is a lagging indicator, so it is not a leading indicator. It is just a confirmation, but you don't want to rely on it, right? Since you're not looking for a macro reversal, we'll rely on it later on, because even if it crosses positive, we're already bullish, right? It is just going to be an extra confirmation. We're going to get another dump on it, right? That move after we get the second possible rejection, it might not be a crossover, then we could get the mega pump. Okay, yeah, but it looks good. The 15D already crossed positive right here, so I was watching it. I was watching the 10D. I was watching all of the, all these time frame. I've been watching them. Sometimes I just don't want to talk about these time frames, so people are going to get confused, so I just keep them for myself. You see what I'm saying? But I've been watching the 10D, right, ever since it crossed positive. I've been watching the 15Ds, the 15 days, right, the 21 days, right, the 50-day cycle, all of them I've been watching, okay, like a hawk, okay? But I just don't talk about them, right, because Leroy will get confused, right? And I don't want to confuse Leroy too much, right? But it looks good, all right? So it is very lagging, but it is a good indicator, okay? The time frame, especially in terms of candle, in terms of body candles and all that good stuff. Okay, it helped me back in 2020 right here, right, when BTC was around like 8k. I was calling for a 50% drop. The 3 weeks time frame was telling me the move was done, because BTC likes to create a 3 weeks cycle, right, like that, with engulfingness, right here you can see it. Got one right there, actually two right here, actually three right there. Okay, 1 2 3, got one right there again. Okay, the only one, okay, I saw, right, and I was not bearish, was this one. And I think I was using the 50-day cycle, even though I saw the engulfingness, right, I didn't fall for it. I didn't fall for it. Okay, so sometimes you just have to play audible. You cannot basically play the same playbook all the time. Sometimes you know what the chart is telling you, but other time frame, okay, might be telling you like something different. For instance, right here, the 50-day cycle, I was bullish based on the 50-day cycle, not bearish based on the 3 week cycle. Okay, the 3 week cycle dump, but we retested our weekly 21 EMA back in September. I remember very well. We hit like a 10k, and most doom boys were waiting for 9,700. Okay, they said, okay, we're gonna wait for BTC to fill the gap, and then we're gonna go to the moon. Those suckers, right, they never got in. All right, because if you miss the pump by 300 points, right, and you see like BTC pump like all the way up to 15k, you're most likely not going to go bull, right? So most people who are waiting for the weekly 21 EMA retest or BTC filling the gap back in 2020, they missed the whole pump. Okay, they missed the whole pump. So just like what happened right here at 15.5, right, people were waiting for like 14.5, 13.5, right. So now BTC is at 25k. It is not going to be easy to be buying after nearly 10,000 points. Okay, sometimes you just have to suck it up, right? Just have to suck it up. That's why I was saying, guys, start buying at 18k. Don't worry about like even 16k. In my premium, I started, I said exactly, start buying at 18k, and don't even buy at 16k. Okay, if we break 16k, we got 12k at our monthly 100 SMA, and that way we were ready for the pump. Even if it dumps back down, we're still okay. We're just going to DCA and push back up later on up to 50% to 0.618. Don't ever look for the top or the bottom, because you're going to miss them 9 out of 10 or even 99.9 out of 100 and all that good stuff, right? So now let's go ahead and move on now. So we got Pablo S Crypto. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Yeah, I see what you're saying. If we cross positive on a 3 weeks time frame, it'll be a great confirmation. Okay. So Mr. Shua is asking for Litecoin. So this is my Litecoin premium setup, right? So you guys know I love double top, double bottom, right? I just showed you, you know, in term of a, you know, let's talk about the USDT dominance first, okay? So thanks to Leroy, I started to pay attention to the BTC dominance, right? Just to add to my tools and all that good stuff, right? So when you take a look at the BTC dominance, you know, I said it in my premium group, right? When the BTC dominance was right around like 8% and all that good. Even before then, okay, when that was back in September, right? I said the BTC dominance going to, not the BTC dominance, but the USDT dominance going to push up to a 9 to 9.3, 9.4, and got a good possibility to retest 5.8. And that move, if we get it, we got to go with it. We got to go with BTC. Remember, if your USDT dominance is bearish, it means BTC is bullish or market is bullish. If the USDT dominance is bullish, it means right, BTC has to be bearish, right? So right here, that's why, you know, I was waiting for the breakout below the weekly 21 and the breakout below the trend line support, right? The macro trend line support to flip bullish, right? So that's why I did not hesitate on January 15th, guys. You know, I made a video in my premium and I said, guys, let's just suck it up. That was our weekly video, okay? It's time to flip bullish. Everything we've been looking for over the last 6 months, we got it. The BTC dominance is pushing to the upside. The USDT dominance is pushing to the downside, right? We got 365 days of a downtrend, all right? The monthly RSI for BTC hit, you know, 42, 43 and all that good stuff. What else to look for? We got a 40% pump in 1 month. Okay, so bulls got enough argument, right, to stay bullish for the next like a few weeks, month, not years. Okay, Leroy, right? So going back to the USDT dominance, I'm looking for, you know, 5.8, 5.5 range, right? If we hit that level, we will see if we're going to break it. If we do, we could retest our macro trend line support right here, right? And this move could signal, if we ever retest it right here, you got to be bearish on BTC. The reason for that is like this macro trend line, right? You know, it's been our bottom. I mean, I would say it's been our top signal. Right, what does it mean? Okay, whenever we retest the trend line right here, we tend to top in BTC, right? Back in 2014, we retested this trend line, right? 2014, 2019, okay? At 14K, we hit that trend line right here, right around like a 1% USDT dominance. Take a look at it right here, 64K in BTC. The trend line, we retested the trend line, okay, for the USDT dominance, right? 69K retested the same exact trend line. So do you see the trend, right? 14, 64, 69. This move could be like 50K, okay, 40K, 35K, who knows, right? So if we retest it, I'm not sure if we will, right? I'm not sure, I don't know. All I want to see is like 5.8 and I will take a look at it, right? Because we could be even retesting 5.8 and push all the way up to 15%. That's possible. Right, so I don't want to be extremely bullish, right? And be looking for like a 50K too soon. But, you know, we will see, okay? But one thing we just want to keep an eye on is like 5.8 to 5.5. And then we will reevaluate, right? I just don't have time to go through all these you know, tops and bottoms and all that good stuff, right? But if you follow me on TradingView, I already you know, uploaded a public video, right, for the USDT dominance, explaining everything, right? So now let's take a look at Litecoin, okay? All right, so when we take a look at Litecoin, you know, I'm bullish on Litecoin, guys, because of what? Because of what, guys? Take a look at it. What pattern do we have? Double top, double bottom, right? And I was bullish. Okay, as soon as we broke out above 400,000 sats, I was like, guys, that is it. Because I was watching Litecoin around like 380,000 sats. I was just waiting for Litecoin to give us a 12-hour breakout, right? So this breakout back in January 2018, that's when I flipped bullish on Litecoin BTC, right? So, and I said it from in my premium, even before the breakout, I was like, guys, let's get ready. Whenever we have a double top, double bottom, we got to suck it up, okay? This is one of our most profitable trade setup. It's not easy to catch them, right? But it is very profitable, right? So you can see like now we're breaking out resistance. I'm looking for like, 500,000 sats, give or take, right? 480 to 500,000 sats, right? For Leroy, 0.0048 up to a 0.0050, right? So we're looking good though. It is looking good, right? Just have to put a stop loss. It is not a leverage trade. It is a spot trade. So no need to be panicking and all that good stuff, right? Been looking to ride the Pulse chain. I don't know if Pulse chain is out yet, but yeah, I mean, John, I think I gave you the hex analysis back in the summer. I don't know, I can't remember, or the first quarter of 2022, right? Regarding hex dumping all the way down to 3 to 2 cents, right? So now let's go ahead and move on to the altcoin dominance. Okay, not altcoin dominance, but altcoin market cap. So what I'm looking for, the altcoin market cap, we already broke out above the 500 billion resistance, right there. That's our 500 billion resistance, right? And I got Zen USDT is sitting right here, same exact pattern, but it is not breaking the November resistance, right? So I'm looking for Zen to pump to the upside. So we already broke out above 500 billion. The next resistance I'm looking for is roughly around like 600 billion. So just about like another 20% move, right? And after that, we could be looking for the that's 600 billion. Okay, the next one, it is going to be 700 billion, give or take, right? So this could basically give us the flat correction right here, like double top, double bottom once again. Okay, so once we hit 700 billion, we just have to be very cautious, because they could continue to pump, or they could even dump much lower, because remember, a flat correction is what? A continuation pattern. So most of the time, not all the time, right? So you take a look at it right here. That's how we played it right there back in Q1 2022, right? We said, guys, we're going to dump. It is a flat correction right here. So there is no need to be bullish right here. Okay, and we were expecting BTC to dump anyway. As soon as we broke out below like 1 trillion, we said, guys, we're going to dump all the way down to 600 billion, right? And we even dump all the way down to 400 billion and all that good stuff, right? But keep an eye on 600 billion and 700 billion, right? For the altcoin market cap and all that good stuff, right? So it simply means either, okay, this guy going to pump up with the the market cap, right? Pushing up 20% all the way up to 2,000. That's Ether USDT, or Ether going to be losing value against alt, right? But I think Ether will follow the trend, right? So Ether is kind of complicated, right? It is bearish against BTC, but it could be bullish in USDT, right? So I'm just gonna put Ether on hold for the next like couple of weeks. Yes, it can pump all the way up to 2,000, but I'm gonna be focusing on BTC basically, right? Because it could print a zigzag formation, right? Like that. It could print this zigzag, right? Get this zigzag formation and still dump down to you know, 650 and all that good stuff, right? But we will see. Okay, but it's not time to be bearish on Ether yet. Okay, stay with the trend until we get a reversal on BTC, right? So we do have a flat right here, right, for Ether. So Ether can still do this, right, and still do that, right, do this and still push to the upside, get this flat correction. So Ether is very complex, right? It's very complex as of now, right? But this is a clear flat correction, but I'm not shorting it. I'm not shorting it. Okay, we had a nice flat right here, as you can see, right? What happened right here? Remember, guys, we shorted Ether right there, 31.50, all the way down to 17.10, and it pushed back up to 21.50. We shorted it all the way down to $1,000, right? But this time, I just don't, you know, market is not looking very unhappy. Okay, so market is looking pretty happy, so just have to be patient. Even though it is a bearish pattern, I don't want to go with this one. I just have to suck it up, man. Got plenty of time to short it if we have a clear trend. The only clear trend we had was like for Ether to drop down. I was expecting it to drop all the way down to $1,000 or even $800 and push back up. That was a possibility. Okay, that was a possibility. But since like we got an internal flat right here, it just makes it very complicated for me. So I just I just stay on the sideline for Ether for now. Okay, but it is bullish. Okay, it is bullish. It could push up to 20,000. The only concern is like this guy right here. That's my only concern, the flat correction right there, because it could change everything. It could change everything. As I just showed you, it could do this and still push back up and still drop back down before going up to all-time high, just to create the bigger flat correction like that. Let me print it properly for Leroy. Yeah, it could do something like that. Okay, that's why, that's one of the reasons I'm not very confident with Ether right now. Let me take a look at the chat room. So now let's go ahead and take a look at Hex. I'm going to take some chart requests. So if you have any requests regarding any chart, make sure to put it in the chat room. Hey, thanks a lot, Chani. Chani said, "Send Crypto been killing it since 2019." Thanks a lot, man. So we've been killing the macro, man. We've been killing it. It's not easy to trade the bear. It's not easy to trade during the bear market. So most people like to walk away. But we nailed the bear market. If you follow, if you've been following our channel at least since November 2021, we've been saying like we're going to be dropping. Yes, I didn't call for a bear market because I mean, I don't control the market. The only thing I can control is like we're in a downtrend. And once we get a clear confirmation of a bear market, I said, okay, we're going to dump, right? Because my bear market theory is like dropping 50% below the monthly 21 EMA. Okay, if we close below the monthly 21 EMA, we're going to drop 50%. That's the move I most likely like to catch. Okay, on the higher time frame, right? So, and I said it, if you've been following our channel, I said clearly, BTC, whenever we close below the monthly 21, we're going to drop 50%. And once we drop 50%, you don't want to be bearish, right? So let's take a look at Hex. So Hex right here, dump all the way down to 3 cents, right? 2 cents, I think, right? 382. Now it is consolidating. it is looking good though. We could be pushing back up to like 6 cents, 7 cents, right? That's going to be your resistance level to keep an eye on within the next like a few months. Right there, okay? Alright, so that's a level to be looking for. If we break out above the weekly 21. By the way, guys, most of these alt, right, they still below their weekly 21, so they still pretty, you know, they still got more momentum to follow BTC, right? So let's take a look at the monthly time frame. So yeah, monthly 21 EMA. Yeah, that was my complete analysis. I think I gave it to Buzz. Okay, that was like I can't remember, but that was you know, that was my complete analysis to retest the lows. Okay, so the monthly 21 right around like 7 cents, right, to 8 cents area, right? So be careful, right? Be careful, because the first retest of your monthly 21 after a long period of bear market, right, for most of these alt, they get rejected to retest the bottom, right? So you don't want to be buying it above 7 cents, right? And I gave you this analysis like long time ago, back in I think back in Q1 20. I don't know if it was you or not. Okay, quite cool. Let's take a look at FET BTC. So FET is looking good, but I'm not sure, okay, in this bear market, right, if we're going to be be going all the way up to 3,000 sats, right? Everything looks good on a monthly basis. We above the monthly 21, you know, hit basically you know, 350 to 200 sats right there. So it looks pretty juicy, right? So I would just hold right within the next like few weeks to see if we're going to see any bearishness. Let's take a look at it on a weekly basis. Yeah, on a weekly basis, doesn't look bad. If we retest the weekly 21 somewhere around like 800 sats, that'll be a good support to look for, right? 800 sats or the weekly 21, right? And then possibly all the way up to 2,000. But you don't want to hold it during the whole bull market, all right? If it hits like certain levels, you got to get out, because it is going to lose all of that back into BTC. Even if it goes all the way up to 2,000, before BTC breaks all-time high, it is going to come back down to retest the 600 to a 300 range. And after BTC breaks all-time high, you're going to get another mega pump. They don't pump like infinitely against BTC. They just move in waves, right? So you don't want to hold them like for too long, basically, after they pump. But we caught this one, okay? That was my mega move on FET actually, right there, right around like 250 back in January, February 2021. It pumped, like got in 250 and sucker pump all the way up to 2,000. Let's take a look at XRP. So XRP on the macro view, market is pumping, so most likely XRP will follow the trend, right? But it has to do well. Otherwise, you know, if we do not break out above at least above our monthly 21 before the next market reversal, we could be in trouble. We could be retesting the 15 to 10 cents. However, in the short to medium term, we got to break out above 55 cents, and then we got next around like a 85 to you know, 90 cents area, right? But the macro support, right, if we get any dump within the next like a few months, still look for the 15 to 10 cents. I'm not saying we will absolutely have to go there, because if market bottoms, right, and XRP bottoms against BTC at the same time, it could, you know, it could reverse with the market. Okay, it could reverse with the market. But in a short to medium term, let's take a look at it right here. Yeah, in a short to medium term, right, resistance all the way up to 55, which is our September highs right there. Right, just about like a 55 to a 53 area. Okay, it is printing a small flat right there, but we'll see. Okay, I hate these flats, right? They just keep you away. Even though sometimes they can be bullish patterns, but they just keeps you away from being too bullish. All right, ICP BTC. ICP BTC has a nice chart, but got a resistance it got to take out right here, just about like a 26,000 sats, 27,000 sats. If we break it, we could go all the way up to like, you know, 35,000 to 40,000 sats. But the thing is, right, for ICP, the small flat right here, right there, that's a problem. Or the moon boy is going to be looking at it as a you know, inverse head and shoulder and all that good stuff, right? That's still a possibility. You got a trend line, right? It's ugly, but you got a trend line. So we just got to take out the 27 to, let's see, 2 4 6 8, okay, 27,000 sats, right? So if we take out 27,000 sats, we could be looking at pretty juicy, right? All the way up to you know, 35 to 40,000 sats, give or take. Let's take a look at the MACD. Yeah, MACD on the 2D, it is still looking good. So no negative momentum yet on the 2D. So no negative momentum yet on the 3D. So it looks pretty good, even though it is a flat, right? It looks pretty good, right? I think we missed this flat right there, this pump, right? This dump. We missed this move to the upside. We did not go all the way up to retest the you know, 800,000 sats before dumping, right? So it could be still possible to get a mega move to retest like 800,000 sats, but let's take care 27 first and then 40 possibly, right, before talking about like 800,000 sats, right? So now we just formed a macro bottom, right, for ICP, just about like 20,000 sats. So whenever we retest 20,000 sats, it is going to be a good accumulation range, right? Until basically the bull market starts, BTC breaks above all-time high and all that good stuff. Okay, let's take a look at Doge. Doge is doggy, right? Let's see. So Dogecoin, it is a support like 5 cents, 7 cents, right? We're almost at 9 cents now. But the thing with Dogecoin is like, you know, if you want to place, I mean me, okay, and my cousin, right? Not financial advice, right? The best way to play smart for Doge is like just to ignore Doge and accumulate it slowly. I mean, it doesn't matter. Slow is relative, right? but accumulate it as it goes, right? And wait till BTC breaks all-time high. The reason for that, if you take a look at it right here, after BTC broke above all-time high back in 2017, Dogecoin pumped a lot, right? Take a look at the pump. You know, it's like a pump like 100x nearly, you know, 9,000%, right? Take a look at it right here, November 2020, after BTC broke above all-time high, sucker pump, you know, 37,000%, right? I don't expect us to get another 37,000% and all that good stuff, right? However, if BTC breaks above all-time high, right? Let's say Dogecoin could be anywhere around here by, let's say, 2024, right? October, November, December 2024, right? Dogecoin could pump a lot. Okay, it could break above all-time high for another 30, 40, 50x, all the way up to $3, $4, $5, right? Possibly, right? But if if bulls, are accumulating anywhere around like 5 cents to a 10 cents area, if we hit like $3, you gotta walk away. Okay, you gotta walk away. Don't wait for those $10, $15, $20 Dogecoin, because the class of 2025 going to be so dumb, right? They're going to be waiting for $20 Dogecoin. Remember, you already graduated in 2021, so don't do the same thing, right? The class of 2025 going to be doing, because they're going to be pretty new into the market. They won't know anything about Dogecoin. They don't know. They just look at the price and sucker is pumping 10x, and they're going to buy it. So you got to sell it to them. So if you have your friend saying like, "Oh, Dogecoin $10," you're like, "Okay, man, buy it," right? Just sell it. Don't hold it above $3. Yes, it could go 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever. But if you've been accumulating anywhere between 5 to 10 cents, or even, down to 3 cents, wherever we're going to find the bottom at, you don't want to be holding it like above $3, to be honest, right? So we got to be smart now, okay? We can't be doing like the same thing, the class of 2017 did, the class of 2021 did, the class of 2025 going to be dumber than the class of 2021, okay? So let's just not be too moonish, right, for Doge if we hit those levels, right? But I don't think we will go anywhere until BTC breaks all-time high. That's the takeaway, right? Quite good. Thanks a lot for tuning in, man. So let's go ahead and take a look at people BTC. Is this people? I don't know which people you're talking about, right? It might be this one. I don't know. Yeah. Okay, people is just accumulating. Okay, it's just consolidating. So nothing going on. I don't see any pattern. So I might just consolidating, right? So just consolidating. I don't see any pattern on people. Doesn't have enough history and all that good stuff, right? So if you're bullish on it based on fundamentals, right, you might just hold it because it's not doing anything against BTC. It's not dumping, it's not pumping. So it means like you could get some sort of pump at any given time, right? Just consolidating since December 2021, so it's doing pretty well. Yeah, but for the short term, you got 50 sats as support right there. Okay, you got your 57 sats, and then after that you got like almost like 10 sats. all-time low right there. Right. So I'm not sure if it is going to pump all the way up to all-time high, because the BTC dominance likely to be spiking to the upside. So you might want to give it few months, okay? Or if it pumps to the upside out of nowhere, you got to pack your bags. Okay. Resistance all the way up to 350. Support start at 50 to 60 sats. Kind of look like I think it was Link or Nano back in 2019 printed the same pattern like that. Yeah, back in 2019, before the BTC breakout. Nano, let's go ahead and take a look at Nano. Yeah, that's the pattern I'm talking about right here for Nano, right there. So that's the same pattern that people is making in terms of a consolidation. Even though it was a triangular formation, right? You would have expected sucker to pump to the upside. Sucker is still dumping. Yeah, go back to people. Yeah, similar pattern. So just be cautious, because it could still do something like that. Yeah, and retest the bottom. Oh, you could get a lucky pump. All right. So XTZ, BTC, XTZ, USDT. So Tezos, I'm bullish on Tezos, right? In the short term, possibly up to $2, right? But we got to break above 120. Okay, so if we break above 120 for Tezos, right, we got our macro trend line resistance, right, from like October 2021. I was bullish on here too. I was bullish on Tezos right here, expecting it to go to $15. But going back to our current analysis, we got a macro trend line resistance. Now it is resisting the the price action to a breakout above the 110 and all that good stuff. So if we break out above 120, our August high is somewhere around like a $1.90 to $2 range, okay, or even up to $2.20 if you're a moon boy. But I think $1.90 to $2 range is good enough. Should not be looking for anything extremely bullish above that level until we consolidate, right? We do have a bearishness in terms of a trend line, RSI trend line resistance right here. Price action is making higher highs and all that good stuff. But if we go back to our monthly, we have not yet retested our monthly 21 EMA, which is right now around like $2. Okay, so the daily resistance might not be significant, right? It could just be a consolidation divergence, which means like price action could just be be moving sideways right here until we get a bullish pattern, right? So but it looks good. Okay, it looks good on the monthly 21 EMA, almost all the way up to $2.20. Okay, $2.20 and all that good stuff. Similar to EOS, right? Man, I was like, I wasn't gonna talk about alt today. So similar to EOS, I share it in my premium, right? So nice double bottom right here for EOS. Respected the the altcoin market cap, did not break below the June lows, right? Significantly dropped below it slightly. Now we back above the 3D21, so we're looking pretty good, even though it is a flat right here, right? Remember, the I just showed you the altcoin market cap, right? Altcoin market cap is somewhere around here, right? You know, almost 600 billion. So it means like EOS could be catching up, right? Could be catching up. Support all the way down to 80 cents if we get any checkouts. Got support all the way down to 80 to 85 cents, right? But for the flat correction, support is only down to like 95. The bull flag right here. If we get this move down to like a 95, that could complete the entire flat right here before getting the parabolic move to the upside, right? But we don't want to break below 95, otherwise we would be dropping all the way down to 80 cents and all that good stuff. But we will see, because I'm watching it on the 3D, so the moves could be pretty big, right? Mr. Brandon in the house, thanks a lot for tuning in. Charlie, DC, USDT. Who's DC? Oh, Dogecoin. Okay, I mean it's the same. If I show it to you on the higher time frame, right? On cointrader.pro, whatever, it's the same thing. Okay, it doesn't matter if you're looking at it. Oh, Doge chain. Oh, sorry. Another dog. Okay. So resistance all the way up to a 331. Okay, you got your resistance right there. Right, you got your nice double bottom, so it is looking good. You just have to break out above 0.00211, right, to try to challenge all the way up to 0.003329. Okay, all your indicators, flipping bullish, even though you got a negative for divergence right here. I mean, I wouldn't worry too much unless we break below the the 2D, 3D, 21 EMA, then you could be starting to worry, right? You got your 3D 21 around like a 0.0013, right? MACD looks pretty good, right? So basically don't want to break below the support area right here. Otherwise you could be dropping back down to support. But as of now, just suck it up. Not financial advice, right? Alright guys, so oh my gosh, it is almost 1 hour 30 minutes, right? So we haven't gone for for a live stream for a while, so I needed to cover everything and all that good stuff, right? So I'm just gonna call it a day. Hopefully you guys enjoy the live stream. Make sure to join the public Telegram group, because I've been updating the public Telegram group, right, with some YouTube videos and all that good stuff over the last few weeks. I wasn't feeling well, so I was not doing any live update or any public updates and all that good stuff. So if you want to get those random updates, okay, public, not just premium but public updates, join the Telegram group, or you can join the Discord group. Okay, if you want to upgrade to the premium before the bull market start, just shoot me an email and all that good stuff, right? Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Thanks a lot once again.